swallowing right now.
Yeah. Ben does that too. Every gulp. I can hear him gulp. And it's
Yeah, it's not good. It's not a good look. It really isn't.
Whatever, I don't care. I mean,
am I in the right stream now?
Yes, you are.
All right. I just realized I have 2 Cara Dunes. Why did you let me buy 2 Cara Dunes?
I didn't do anything.
It's all
one way or the other. All right, we are live now, though, and I still need to pee. So
2 Cara Dunes, exactly the same ones. They're 327s.
Since you're here, could you take that back to the house for me?
You're peeing. Why don't you just take it with you?
Whatever. I was gonna pee on the side of the house, but I guess I'll go.
You should open one of those. Since you have 2.
You say that.
Yes, you should do it. That's when you do it.
Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right. Are we live now? Are we live now? Hi. How are you? Are you good? Oh my God. Let me click live comments here. So I side with David Putty. I have no idea who that is. Boise has a college fund. The Devils drank again. Jason has bladder of a squirrel. He does. Although I peed also. So, and he is drinking a lot more water. So he's peeing water. I'm drinking bourbon and pissing Jim Beam. Because Jim Beam is piss. And guess what? I opened Cara Dune because I have 2 of them. I didn't fucking know that I had 2 of them. There is something glorious about opening toys. There really is. Ha! There she is. Yeah, because I have IG-11 right there. Right fucking there. God damn it, Martin. Fucking asshat. So cute. All right, so Dune sits there. No windows. I'm not fucking turning on filter keys. Who's next? We got new comments. Hang on. Let me see. How the hell was showing? Damn unboxing live. Yeah, sorry. I did not. Oh, Putty. That's right. Fucking. He's the guy who. Oh, wait. Hang on. No, it's he's. Oh fuck. Trying to do Putty from fucking Seinfeld, who is also the cop on Family Guy. He does
everything. He's also Kronk on Emperor's New Groove.
Yeah.
He's everywhere. He does everything.
He's got a very dry delivery, and I have to work on that. So yeah. I unboxed.
Oh, she talked you into doing it, huh?
It didn't take much, apparently.
Which is, can I touch her?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, that's my girl. Like Gina Carano.
Fucking God, she's so goddamn cute. And that latest Mandalorian thing on Disney Plus, she's so fucking cute. And she's like, she's sitting there in a room filled with people that are like this broad right here, this fucking thick ass broad, like UFC fighter, like punched people in the face for a fucking living.
Could kick the shit out of either of us.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Easily. And
but I would still do just unforgivable things to her.
Oh my fucking God. She you know what she needs? She needs a fucking dude who's going to tell her, shut the fuck up and just take it in your ass. That's what she needs.
Even I, as the resident misogynist, wouldn't actually say that on the air, but whatever.
I'm not a resident misogynist. I'm just saying what she's into. Like, look at her. Look at her head.
Wow.
You probably can't even see it on it. Look at the stream. You can't even see what I'm doing right now to this fucking doll.
So I sent Leo the
jerking it off, apparently.
I sent Leo the invite. No response yet. Oh my God.
Oh, see.
Oh my god.
Oh, chocolate kisses.
We may have to leapfrog Leo for the time being and skip right to Keith. Jeez.
Where the fuck is Leo?
I don't know.
Leo.
Maybe you got stage fright. He's like, oh fuck, I actually have to be on the show.
Leo.
So I think you're shocking everybody in the chat, by the way. So, all right, I'm going to send the link to Keith and see if he wants to hop in real quick.
Chocolate kisses. Oh, see. Where is fucking Leo Chavez?
I don't know.
Oh my god. Jason, see, this is what happens when you let the fucking other Jason, who's supposed to be producing the show, fucking go on a lunch break or whatever.
All right, Keith has already seen our link, so hopefully he'll be able to join us here. And then Leo will have to take his slot. But we are having Mark no matter what.
That better be a naked cheerleader underneath your bed.
I cannot wait to talk to Mark. Honestly.
If the Niners don't make it to the Super Bowl and win, Jason should have to do everything Kristen does around the house for 24 hours.
Hey, Kristen does a lot around the house.
So you should have to do all of those things.
She makes this household run. She brings us ice all the time. We're very appreciative of everything that she does around here.
You keep kissing her ass because if the Niners don't make it to the Super Bowl and win, you're going to have to do everything Kristen does around the house for 24 hours.
All right. Waiting for Keith to
I'll tell you what. Tell you what. Chocolate kisses.
Well, I'll tell you what. Two things. First of all,
weren't we supposed to have a program break in between?
We already had it. First of all, this is going to be a nightmare to put the audio together.
I'll bet it will be.
This is going to be like a 5-hour ordeal.
I'm sure it will be.
Yeah. Second of all, I think I missed a bullet point in my week. I forgot to talk about the fact that my computer gets here on Thursday. Did I mention that?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, my new computer gets here. So,
is it really coming on Thursday, or is it like?
Yes, for real. Yeah, for real, according to UPS. But I know what game I'm going to play when it comes in. It's a game I actually already own, but I never put much time into it. Have you ever heard of the game Elite Dangerous?
Yes.
So it's like
I have it on my Xbox.
Oh, no shit. Yeah, it's like a space exploration game. But the cool thing about it is they randomly generated, like through like AI and algorithms and shit, an entire galaxy.
Yeah.
That you could explore. The developers recently came out like a month ago. This is a 5-year-old game, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
They said that the entire player base of this game over 5 years have explored 0.3% of the galaxy that we generated.
Isn't that fucking insane? You know what's really, have you played this game yet?
Briefly, very briefly. Like most games that I own, I played it for like an hour and then stopped forever.
It's fucking hard as shit to fly. It really is. Like just flying your spacecraft is difficult because there's a lot. What that game does very well is incorporates like actual physics into the flying dynamic. So things like I don't know, gravitational pull of a fucking planet, or like your actual velocity in regards to how much thrust that you just generated, things like that. Like you kind of have to overcome that. And there was a parts of the game I probably played it for about 8 to 12 hours, and there was parts of it where I was just like, I fucking just want to get past this. And maybe if I was playing on a PC, maybe I could kind of
because I also have
a little bit better,
the joystick and the thruster and everything.
And I was trying to do it on a fucking console. Like I have it for Xbox, so I was actually trying to do it through the console, and doing those micro manipulations it didn't work out. But all right, Helmet Fire, actually, Chad Vickers, who's a friend of the podcast, who's a content creator out there on the YouTubes, he's the one that told me about the game.
Oh, okay, nice. Well, we have Keith waiting in the lobby, so are we ready to bring him in?
Do we now?
Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and bring him in. So joining us, our next guest from Layman's Terms, or you may remember him from a very recent episode of the podcast, our good friend here in New Jersey, Keith Layman. Keith, welcome back to the show, sir.
Yo!
Where is your Philadelphia Eagles fucking Cheers.
Cheers.
Where's your Philadelphia fucking Eagles background? What the fuck?
Oh, you mean this?
Yes! Fly, Eagle,
Eagles.
fly on the road to victory.
I've got stupid in stereo.
For the touchdown. 1, 2, 3.
1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!
I don't even know what to say to all of that, quite frankly.
Aside from me spilling
Yeah,
fucking bourbon all
Keith,
over the microphone.
your audio. I don't know if you're like too far from your microphone or what, but it's
Far.
okay. Yeah, we may
Извините,
need to get a little-
пожалуйста.
Yeah,
How's that? Better?
much better. So
Okay.
Is it?
yeah, but you're still kind of
Up on my other ear hole.
so you may need to turn up the sensitivity on your mic. I don't know what your
The volume of my voice.
I'm on an iPhone 7, so I mean, this is probably as good as it's going to get.
Okay, so you're gonna have to speak up really loud.
Like that?
There you
Yes! Hey, listen, the Philadelphia Eagles actually fucking drafted a Boise State player, their Bronco Fett, who's upset that the Eagles dumped Ajayi. Yeah, we just picked up a fucking Boise State player, so I'm thinking you need to calm the fuck down. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. So, Keith, how are you holding up in this whole COVID situation? Because us here in New Jersey, we have been hit the second hardest next to New York. So, how's life for you during the whole quarantine, lockdown, what have you?
I go to work, I come home, I drink, repeat. That's it.
Yeah.
So, but you are going to work, though. You are going to work, though, every day?
I'm an essential employee, so I'm still working at a warehouse.
Okay, gotcha.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I got to wear the mask and everything, so.
Yeah. Have you ever gotten close to passing out? Because I hear like people who are wearing the masks all day, like sometimes have these like fainting spells because, lack of oxygen and
Well,
whatnot.
these fucktards will fucking drive with them on. Like
Yeah.
you're in your car by your fucking self.
No,
Excuse me.
if I'm away from everyone, I'll pull it down. I'm working on the second floor of the warehouse, so I take the mask off. I can breathe. But if I go downstairs, I'm just like walking to lunch or in the bathroom, and I got to keep it on.
Yeah.
So, it's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. Sounds. And
Yeah.
David's.
Fucking
Yeah.
exactly.
Yep, exactly. This face mask is courtesy of Chad Vickers, the otherwise known as Helmet Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Can you even hear me? Do I sound like?
You sound very distorted, for sure.
And that's different from normal howl. But yeah, he actually made these.
So- All right. So besides that, what else have you been up to? I know you've been putting out regular episodes of Layman's Terms. Anything else going on in the life of Keith?
Nothing really, man. Just trying to get a magic fix.
Yeah. So, okay, I know this is going to go over most people's heads who are listening, but anybody who is a Magic player out there, my question for you, Keith, is what do you think about this new companion mechanic?
I haven't had a chance to really look at it.
No?
a mutation mechanic that's kind of weird.
Oh, I hate it. I absolutely hate the mutation mechanic.
I have to get into it. Somebody at work trying to explain to me, it's just like literally went over my head. I haven't had a chance to buy the packs with the Godzilla cards in it yet.
Yeah. So what do you think about that whole cross branding with the Godzilla?
My jaw dropped. I'm like, oh my God, it's so fucking cool.
Well, and that was something that I thought that they should have done, 20 years ago when I was first playing this game. Like, they should do cross brand with the other different. Yeah, but this is the first time in like the game's history that they've done this.
Voltron? Are they cross branding with like Voltron or something like cool?
No, Godzilla.
They're doing Toho did a streaming with Magic, so it's you have the creatures as Magic cards, so you can play as Godzilla or a King Ghidorah or whatever you want.
Yeah.
So then you have to be fucking Mothra to be able to.
I think they have a Mothra card. Yeah.
Do they really?
Yeah.
It's just a creature, but it's just a legendary creature.
Right.
Yeah.
Dave's like, nerds.
Eagles! Yeah! No. All right, listen. So I think I've said this before, and I think I said it when Keith was on the show. My exposure, there's levels of nerddom, right? So my first exposure to Magic was back in 1998 when I was working at a company called CompuCom.
Mm-hmm.
And that company in those days built build-to-order computer systems for corporate entities and whatever. And being in that corporate infrastructure, there were levels of nerd. And I was a configuration technician. So I took the machine out of the box. I did all the hardware configuration and made the software to the fucking engineer nerds. I made that shit work. Right. Mm-hmm. And the QA people were the people that had their fucking T1 lines to their fucking houses. And there were the ones that instead of like going to a bar after work and actually seeing what a fucking vagina looks like, they sat in a corner and they played Magic. Now, that's the only thing I knew about Magic the Gathering. Like, this is circa 1998. Fast forward to into the 2000s, and my son was into playing Magic, and I was like, how the fuck has this thing survived? And apparently, like, so when I was a kid, again, levels of nerddom. Like, I was in that fucking like to see a vagina, went to bars and drank type nerd in the late 90s. And fast forward, I when I was younger than that, I played Dungeons and Dragons and did shit like that. So Magic the Gathering became way less ethereal and way more of like, oh wow, this is a real thing because my son was into it. So I can appreciate the fact that we're spanning decades now, and you guys are still fucking playing this game.
Yeah.
And that's fucking awesome. I love the resurgence. I love the continuation of Magic the Gathering being relevant, and like Dungeons and Dragons is making a resurgence. I love the fact that these situations and you're playing these games where you can actually like use your imagination and be part of the fucking game without having to sit there and plug into it is fucking great. It's awesome.
Well,
like,
and the really interesting thing about all this, and I'm sure Keith, you can attest to this, is the value of the cards that came out when we first started playing today.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh my God. I don't know about you, Keith, but I had so many original dual lands from like Revised and all that, cards that are worth.
Do you remember the time that I lost your Snapcaster Mage? And I thought you were going to fucking kill me.
Oh, I have a vague recollection of lending out a Snapcaster Mage to somebody, and then... But that was back probably when they were like $8 to $12 each, as opposed to like nearly $100 they are now.
They were at least, I think that was at least a $50 card at the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you borrow the deck for Type 2, and I lost one card, and the guy who owned the shop who did the Magic, Chris, he's like, okay, wait. Hang on, let me see your deck. And he's going through the whole thing. Is this your card? And I automatically looked at you like, dude, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it's so weird, man. The value of these cards, because back in 94, I think, when I first started buying these, cards that I had, didn't put them in sleeves or anything else, just shuffled them and played them in a deck, are literally worth like $300 to $400 each now.
really?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. If they didn't have the sleeves, like stupid, really thin sleeves. Now they have like industrial sleeves because they cost money, like you said.
Yeah. Yeah. So just the value of some of those cards. Like, and before I started collecting, I don't know when you started collecting, Keith, but the people who still have like their beta cards, like their fucking Black Lotuses that are worth 30, 40 grand now. That's
Shut the fuck up.
Insane.
My buddy Dave has an original Mock Sapphire.
Yeah.
That will come out.
Well, talking about the value of these cards, I know that when you were moving into this area, like part of getting into like the house situation involved you getting rid of offloading some of your fucking more valuable cards.
I did.
Like Jason opened up the vaults
Yeah.
and sold some of his more valuable cards to be able to move into his fucking Starkiller Studios.
Yeah, which was like thousands of dollars. I think it was like I sold about $5,000 worth of cards.
That's fucking crazy.
That part.
What's crazy about that is like as a guy who like I like your Django Fett, by the way.
Hey, he's on his own, man. I'm just like,
okay, he's got the dual wheel pew pew.
Yeah.
I look at that and go like the baseball cards over the years. Like I was a big baseball card collector. Like I've talked a lot about the podcast about baseball and how much I love it, and baseball cards are a big part of my upbringing. And the value of those baseball cards, fucking, they did a split ass into the fucking dirt.
Same thing.
And as a kid, I was like, "Fuck, man, these fucking baseball cards!" Like I was collecting them by going to the corner store, paying 35 cents and saying, "Hey, I'd like to get this pack of cards."
Yeah, the pack with the stick of bubble gum in it.
Exactly.
You remember getting those?
Chew the fucking bubble gum and move along my way. And then at Christmas time, I would get a fucking like a sealed deck
A whole box
of those fucking cards.
Yeah.
And that was a big fucking deal. That was like over $100. And baseball cards have since like some cards I'm sure of. I mean, Keith can if you were a baseball card guy, you know. Like some cards are still worth money, but for the most part, like Magic right now, like Magic the Gathering, like you guys are into that shit.
I'm into that shit.
Yeah.
These cards are not going to lose value because of the COVID virus.
Right. Yeah. Magic cards have had this very weird. They're in this weird place where they only ever really increase in value over time. Yeah, they'll have some drop offs here and there, but in the long run, they're better than stocks. Like people have done studies. Magic the Gathering cards are a better investment than the stock market as far as percentage of gains year over year.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So
cards will be worth more money because other cards that come out that work with that card. Well, shit, if you have that card and this card, you have that combo, and that card will skyrocket up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and that happens damn near every 3 months. They'll print a new card. It'll have some crazy interaction with a card that was printed previously over the last 20 something years. And then that card will go up in value. And yeah, it's such a weird thing that like this game has lasted as long as it has and like kept this value and then some.
So my question to you guys as Magic the Gathering players is, if you're just say you're watching us and you're a Star Wars fan, like where can I get from being a Star Wars fan? How do I make the leap into being a Magic the Gathering player? Like either if it's Magic the Gathering or Dungeons and Dragons or something else, like how do I make that leap into that next era? Like,
well, Magic has made it very easy because they've now gone free to play digital version of the game called Magic Arena, which you can get on the PC. It's only on PC right now, but they're eventually going to port it to phones and everything else. But that is their gateway drug now, where it's basically you can play this free-to-play game. If you grind out enough games, learn how to play it, you can eventually build up a collection and play with all the newest cards. So that's their intention for drawing in new players to the physical card game, is to get them into this digital game, teaches you how to play, introduces you to the newest cards, allows you to basically go infinite, where if you're good enough of a player and you play enough like every day, do their daily quests and whatnot, you'll eventually amass a collection and then you can just play Magic the Gathering like the rest of us. So that's
what do you think, Keith?
Yeah.
Yeah, you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, if you're a Star Wars fan, chances are you're going to be in Magic the Gathering. If you play Dungeons and Dragons, chances are you're going to play Magic and you're going to watch Star Wars. So you have that connection. You walk in like, hey, listen, I watch Star Wars. I want to play Magic. It's like, hey, sit down.
So I have a whole like I have a lot of cousins that are LARPers. And they get into the amount of detail that those guys and gals get into for their worlds and LARPing. It's look, I've been invited to many a time getting in there and being able to like interact on that level, and they have a great fucking time. And unfortunately, it just I'm older than they are, so adulting is more of a thing for me sometimes when it comes to those timelines. But you know, at the same time, they're into the World of Warcrafts, they're into the Magic the Gatherings and things like that. And I think from a standpoint of where we are as Star Wars fans, you know, what is the connection? Like, what do we have as Star Wars fans that connects us to Magic the Gathering and things like that?
Not getting laid.
What's that?
Said not getting laid. That's the connecting thread that puts them all together.
Hey, listen, this is when you fake it till you make it, right? This is when you like, I'm into sports and I can do manly things, right? It's you start doing that shit.
But of course, this is three guys who are all married and have kids,
right?
Exactly. Talking about this. So apparently, we did something right along the way,
right? We picked broads that were just happen to be fucking into. We're just like into an. We projected enough fucking whatever machismo to get fucking laid, and then here we are, doing a podcast about fucking Star Wars.
I watch wrestling, I play Magic, and I'm a fucking geek. Take it or leave it.
Yep. So, all right, Keith. Before we wrap this up, I had one question for you, and you've got younger kids, right? Your kids are how old now, roughly?
Please don't let me. Okay?
I totally missed what you said there.
It broke up.
Yeah, your audio's cutting out again. Keith, can you hear us?
You guys are breaking up too.
Uh-oh.
I can hear you, yeah.
Sons of bitches.
So anyway, I missed what you said there, but so what are your plans as far as like introducing your own kids to these popular culture things that we're into, like Star Wars, Magic the Gathering, things like that? Have you started introducing them to these things?
I'm trying. I really am. But right now they're in the Legos and they have the Star Wars Legos.
Yeah.
So hopefully I can get them in with that.
Yes.
I have Disney Plus, and they know about Star Wars. Like they know, like they have an inkling of what it is, but it's just it's hard to to get them to watch a movie because they're constantly running around and everything. They want to watch Aladdin and Beauty and the Beast and Cinderella and all that stuff, and that's cool and fine. That's awesome, But I'm not going to push it. I'm not going to strap. I'm not going to make them do anything they don't want to do. So they'll come around. They'll see what the old man's doing. It's like, all right, this is what I'm into, and we'll see what happens. All
right, fair enough. Well, it looks like we have our next guest ready to roll. So Keith, we're going to have to cut this one short, but cool, thank you very much for joining us. You guys can do your little fucking eagle chant again if you want, but
on the road to victory.
You got it, guys. Hope to be back on the podcast soon when all this shit's over.
Yeah,
Once man.
This is over, we'll have to have you back in the studio.
Listen, everybody, go on YouTube, find Layman's Terms. It's a breath of fresh air, and it's the rant that you were afraid to do on the internet. That's Layman's Terms.
Yep.
So get out there and give this guy a subscribe, like all the things that he's doing. And Keith, we love you, brother. Yes. Jason's dumbass went into the house and didn't get a lightsaber. Yeah.
All right, Keith, we'll talk to you soon, buddy.
Peace.
All right. So, with that, are we ready to roll on to the next one?
What happened to Ivan or Ivo?
I don't know what happened to him.
Just say he was interested in Star Wars with episode 2. Exclusive with Semina. Watch it. Communism's fault we didn't see it earlier. Fucking Bulgaria, man. Yep, the volume on.
See.
3PO. It's not the answer, but okay.
All right. Are you good?
Yeah.
All right.
What are we fucking waiting for? You waiting on me?
I'm waiting for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm
I'm really excited about this next guest.
Why?
What do you mean, why?
I'm
Do you know
asking.
who it is?
I do.
Okay.
I read the notes.
All right.
It's right there.
This is the first time we're actually going to talk to this guy, face to face, so to speak.
I wish I had a shotgun right now. That would have been fucking
Don't
perfect.
spoil it.
Oh!
All right. Joining us in the stream, our #1 patron, our longtime listener, good friend of the show,
Sacred Jedi text behind
Shotgun Mark. Mark, welcome to the show, my friend. How are you?
Good, gentlemen. How are you?
Yes. look. We need that. You should have had a fucking 12 gauge in your lap and just fucking slap.
Oh,
Yes!
He did it. He did it.
Okay, so we have to talk about the history of this nickname, Shotgun
That's
Mark,
awesome.
because God, this was what, 2 years ago, something like that. We were doing our Teespring for our T-shirts for the show.
Right.
People were buying them. They were posting pictures of themselves in the Facebook group, and Mark got a T-shirt, posted a picture of himself with it on in the Facebook group, and just in the corner, leaning against the wall, there's just a fucking shotgun right there.
That's right.
It's just,
And then he
because
turned
that's
into
where that
Shotgun
goes.
Mark. And here he is. He owns it. He
Yes.
owns it with the nomenclature right there on the fucking
Yeah.
screen.
So yeah,
That's
we immediately
fantastic.
started referring to him as Shotgun Mark. That is his nickname and has been ever since. So
Our first Patreon supporter as well.
that's right.
Yes.
So
Cheers.
yes, and cheers to that.
Cheers.
Yeah. Drink. You know, this is woefully inadequate, by the by.
Like, how drunk did you want me to get tonight?
You had said that you're going to be fucking shit faced, and you're not even close.
I'm sorry.
It's a sad state of affairs.
So, all right, Mark, my first question for you.
Yeah.
That picture of you in the T-shirt with the shotgun, was that intentional? Did
No,
you
not at all.
intentionally have that shotgun there and be like, oh yeah, this is going to be a great shot?
Yeah, not at all. I didn't even realize it was there. And then when you picked up on it, I was like, oh, well, hey, look at that. Maybe I should stop advertising my psychosis or whatever. But
Right.
As he sits there with an infantry T-shirt on.
So what you're really telling us is you just have guns lying around the house.
Yeah,
You know?
guns.
yeah,
See, I
I
can't-
think me and Swede would get along, I think.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, he lives in PA, so his guns are hanging up right on the wall. Whereas in New Jersey, you'd have to have that shit fucking in 15 pieces scattered across the fucking continent.
Yeah. Plus, in the Roscom household, there's no way I'm bringing a gun into this house, because if I do, there's no way I'm not getting shot by that
Yeah,
gun.
Kristen's
So-
gonna shoot him right in the fucking face. In your face.
So I'm looking out for my own self-interest by not bringing a gun into the house.
Shotgun Mark, really, what it comes down to is like he's Shotgun Mark, but he's fucking built like a brick shit house.
Yes, he is.
Let's face it. Like, let's go.
Well,
let's
that's
see
how
the,
he gets the hot fiance.
yeah, let's
So,
go.
you
Yeah,
know.
exactly. Let's see the gun show there, Shotgun Mark. Let's see
Really?
it. Come on, do it. Do it. Oh, we can't see it.
There it is.
Yeah, there he is.
Now that's 3 months not going to the gym. Thanks, COVID.
Right.
You can do push-ups at home. I don't want to hear that bullshit, Marine.
All right. So, Mark, since this is the first time that we've ever talked to you,
Yeah.
I wanted to sort of get a history of your fandom, like where you come from as far as your Star Wars fandom goes. How old were you when you saw your first Star Wars movie? Why is my screen frozen?
It really is.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell's going on with that. You can still hear me though, right?
Yeah.
I think it's since my video is going through Dave's laptop.
And why don't you shut the fuck up?
Like, what are you doing over there? All right. Anyway, so yeah, your fandom, like, when did it start for you? Your Star Wars fandom. When did you see your first movie? What are your memories of your first Star Wars experience?
My first movie in the theater was Empire, and I saw that original running in '80. I was 7, I think. So, it was it was really cool for, a 7-year-old boy, and all of our friends talked about it, but I don't think it really took hold until Return of the Jedi. We saw Empire. I hadn't seen the original Star Wars yet. That actually had a re-release at the base, Wright-Patterson Air Force Base.
Oh shit!
Right, Pat?
Nice.
Yeah.
Home of the Air Force Museum.
And I saw it on the base theater. Then so I was all caught up. Then Return came out, and that's when I became hooked. That's when I became a Star Wars fan. I just remember, like, I think everybody remembers. Remember when the Emperor hit Luke with the Force lightning? Everyone's like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah.
Yeah, seeing that for the first time, you're like, "How the fuck is Luke going to get out of this?"
Exactly. So, of course, in Empire, they had its moments. The Walkers, just everything else. The original, just a fantastic movie and everything. So, after Return of the Jedi, I mean, there wasn't shit for Star Wars fans. There was comics here and there. There were books here and there. So me and my friends just talked about it in school and everything. And then when I joined the military, we would talk about it when we were on deployment, arguing about stupid shit, asking each other, like the biggest one was, why couldn't Darth Vader shoot lightning and the Emperor could, And then when actually that question got answered, I was like, oh my God, look at that.
Yeah, that was recently too, right? Like, so I saw an article. It was mostly one of these clickbait sites, but still, it's like they explained why Vader couldn't do Force lightning.
Exactly right. And we'd ask each other made up trivia and everything. And so probably just like you guys, we were fans before it was cool to be a fan. Now it's all trendy to be Star Wars fan. I mean, you can't swing a dead cat without hitting something Star Wars now. We were in it from the beginning, So,
Mark, you bring up a really good point. Like, is that are we at that point? Are we at that point where, as Star Wars fans, like, regardless of our upbringing, is being a Star Wars fan so passe? Like, it is the mainstream. Like, now being a Star Wars fan is the mainstream, as opposed to, like, when we were growing up, it's like, hey, we are like fucking into Star Wars.
Right. And we grew up with it. You guys probably saw the original in the theater as well, So we were in it from the beginning, and the fandom never waned. Now you get people that, they say, oh, I love Star Wars. Star Wars is so cool, but I didn't like that last movie. I didn't like this. I don't like that. And it's the Star Wars fans that hate Star Wars, and so that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. And that's kind of existed since the prequels, I think. Since basically Phantom Menace, it's been, this real weird dichotomy with the alleged Star Wars fans who just shit on everything that comes out. Like, even before the Disney buyout, it was all the rage to just shit on everything.
How can you call yourselves fans? I mean, what?
Yeah, exactly. So,
and it brings up an interesting point where if you talk about where people are as Star Wars fans, and we have this, like, the casuals, right? The people that only watch the fucking movies, and you got people like Jason and I that have, like, been deep into the Legends material and really, like, invested ourselves in the Legends material. Like, I think, for Jason and I, we get the opportunity as podcasters we get to talk about Star Wars all the time. For you, Mark, as a fan, where's the delineation? I just realized that was there.
Oh, squirrel.
That Star Wars thing right there.
It's the Star Tours vehicle.
How long has that been there?
I just put it there today.
Well, all right.
Sorry, Mark.
Take it and put it in front of the fucking
I'm not doing anything with it. That's where it goes.
Put it in front of the fucking camera. Whatever. He magically fucking put some shit in the fucking thing. It's a Star Tours, like, Matchbox car, and puts it in the fucking corner, and I'm not supposed to be distracted by it.
It's So, did you have something to say to Mark, or are you just going to sit there and just
I
fucking babble
did.
on like a nonsensical idiot?
Well, that's my whole shtick. But no, what I was saying was like you have us as Star Wars fans. It's the yeah, I forget what I was going with that.
Wow.
Honestly.
All right, Mark. Well, I will
totally
continue with my
forgot.
line of questions for you.
Fucking douchebag
so-
putting this shit in front of my fucking face.
So, what would you say is your favorite Star Wars movie? Like
I'd say,
single?
my number one is Return.
Oh, really?
Okay.
Yeah,
Which-
and only because of the way I remember it, as a kid, how I felt when this happened or that happened. Out of the trilogy, I'm not going to go down the entire list, but the trilogy would probably be Return, Empire, and Episode 4.
Wow, you put 4 all the way at the bottom, huh?
I mean, just out of the original trilogy, they're still in my top 3.
Okay.
Probably unpopular opinion. I really, really liked Rogue One. As a military standpoint, I really, really liked Rogue One. I thought they did a really good job of tying everything in, just little things. Like at the final battle, you see Hera's ghost. You see, just all. If you played that movie and then went straight into Episode 4, you wouldn't miss anything. It was very seamless how they did. So I thought that was really good.
I really liked it. I really enjoyed Rogue One.
Yeah.
I liked the characters of Jin. I even liked, as Dave calls him, Inigo Montoya. I don't think he deserves his own show.
Yeah, I like. He doesn't
Yeah.
deserve his own show. I mean,
Yeah, I liked him in the context of this movie. I liked his character.
Right.
But I thought Rogue One was very, very good.
Yeah.
Dave just seethes over there. So,
Listen, hang on. It's not that I hate Rogue One. It's where Rogue One fails to me is that the music for it,
right?
it decides it's going to go so. The music is not John Williams.
No.
So it defines itself as a movie that's not this is not Star Wars. However, we're going to have a lot of Star Wars flavoring in it.
Yeah.
We're going to have stormtroopers. There's a lot of really, really good cinematic elements that make Rogue One a good movie. I think the problem for me with Rogue One is that who they chose to fucking do the score for Rogue One did not say, hey, I'm doing a Star Wars movie. It was somebody who said, hey, I'm going to fucking play the glockenspiel with underwater after drinking a bottle of Jaeger and not fucking embody the score of what Star Wars is. The story itself, like K2SO, I'm not upset about the Jyn Erso character. I'm not upset about K2SO. I'm not upset about how they portray Mon Mothma, like how they bring Moff Tarkin into it. Like, there's a lot of really, really good elements to Rogue One. And when Rogue One came out, I'm more than willing to shit on that fucking movie. But the reality is, I just don't think it melds seamlessly with what we have in our Star Wars universe.
So basically, Dave's like, if it's not John Williams, it's crap.
It's not John Williams, it's crap.
All right. So
Fair enough.
So, Mark, any favorite characters in Star Wars, be it in any of the expanded material, Legends, the movies, whatever? Do you have a favorite character or a couple of favorite characters?
Of course, growing up is Vader. Of course,
Nice.
that was the epitome of evil.
Mm-hmm.
In the books and Legends, it's either Thrawn or Darth Bane. The Bane trilogy is actually how I found you guys.
Yeah.
Nice.
The Bane trilogy, and please, for the love of God, for the Summer of Legends, dive deep into Bane. That phenomenal trilogy. Trilogy. So, in answer to your question, probably Vader, Thrawn, and Bane.
All right.
All right.
So, all right, I have to ask you this question that we've asked a lot of our previous guests, but I mean, this is imperative that you answer this. So,
Okay.
marry, fuck, or kill Leia from the original trilogy, Padme from the prequels, or Rey.
Ooh. See, I had an answer all locked and loaded for this, and Ray wasn't in it. It was. I'll give you.
No, this is not the Aunt Beru one, so no. So no, we're Leia, Padme, and Ray, all in their prime.
Marry Leia. Fuck Padme. I guess kill Ray. But I was going to say kill Admiral Purple Hair, but
Right. I think we all would.
We
Don't
kill
worry.
her just for fun,
Right.
you know? Fuck it, just for funsies.
Yeah.
Like
All right, and I'm pretty sure that's my exact answer too.
it is because you cut and pasted it like 5-6 times.
Yeah,
for the fucking
well,
notes.
but we got to know what Mark's answer is.
Yeah,
So-
exactly. Well, hey, there's a. It's funny you mentioned the Rogue One reference because we know you have your military service, and you know we thank you for your service,
thank you.
especially this being the Armed Forces Appreciation Month. But it's funny because if you think about it, like what Rogue One was to us as service members, there was a lot of like kind of reach back to how they portrayed the Vietnam era and what they were looking for. And even George Lucas and what his vision was of what was going on with war at the time. Because in 1977, when Star Wars came out, the Vietnam War was still like, granted, it finished in 1975, but
it was still fresh in everybody's
Yeah,
mind.
very much a thing.
yeah, so it was like how we view war and how we roll this in and how we look at like, okay, here's the bad guys versus the good guys, air quote. And I appreciate Mark's viewpoint of like from looking at Rogue One as this is more of a shooter's look at what it was like to be in this galaxy.
Oh yeah,
at the time, because there's a lot of dichotomy there. There's a lot of like where as a clone for Order 66, you were programmed.
No, Kara.
Kara just fell off my bottle of booze. At Order 66, you were programmed to do a particular action, and then later on, like you're not a clone, and now it's like, okay, I'm out there fighting the good fight for whoever. Insert your political dogma here. But you know, what's interesting is like as I think Mark is probably the only person we've had on tonight that is also a veteran, and I think so. Besides Brady, I mean, we know Brady is, and he's been on the show.
In Nick, wasn't he Air Force?
Oh, yeah, Nick is as well. Yeah, he's retired Air Force.
Appreciate that.
Retired Air Force.
Sorry, Dave's drunk. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But no, I say that because from a standpoint of where we view Star Wars and where and Bronco Fett. He look.
So basically, every guest that we've had today,
everybody, Bronco Fett, cough. Like, can we? All right, whatever. I was going to say, fuck it. But look behind Mark right now, and it looks like he was like, I'm going to be on a show. I'm going to be in front of the Sacred Jedi text.
The Sacred Text.
So like right now, you look behind Mark, and he's got a shotgun at his fucking lap. And he's got fucking Star Wars behind him, and that's just the fucking best. I love it.
So, what do you have behind you there? Is that
yeah?
canon, or is it you got some legends back there? What do you got?
I got a little bit of all of it.
Oh, look up there! Look up there! He's got the fucking.
Oh, you got the hardcovers there.
Yes, look at that shit right there.
Then,
Yeah, sorry, Mark. We are more excited about what's behind you than you.
And then on the top shelf have my lightsabers.
There you go.
So then one of the best Christmas presents ever. The wife got the. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, I know exactly what that is. That's
the Galaxy.
Map, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. So
you are married now, right?
Yeah. We got ended up getting married 2 months ago.
Okay. Yeah, I knew it was coming up at some point, but then I kind of lost track. But again, right on, man.
Hey, welcome to the rest of us. In whatever shape or form that may be for you.
Yep. Yeah, I'm tagged.
Yeah. See.
I don't wear one. Whatever. So, all right.
Dude, I put the silicone one on that way I don't fucking get rolled up.
Yeah, no, that's not a bad idea because the only reason I don't wear one is because mine broke, like straight up cracked. And
mine got stolen at a fucking ATM in Buenos Aires.
Yeah.
I was getting money out to go gamble.
Nice. So, Mark, do you have any other franchises or anything else that you have a big fandom for, like maybe not as big as Star Wars, but close? Like anything else that you're a big follower of?
A big Halo fan.
Yeah.
Halo and Gears of War, and not so much for the games. I do love the games, but the fandom, the books and the comics and all that.
Okay.
So you're like a red and blue type, like
Blue.
I tried to get into that. No.
So I guess I saw that. Like I've played Halo really in passing, but my son was super into the red and blue. Like that watching them on YouTube, and I love the concept of that.
Too. Yeah.
I love the concept of that. I love the idea of getting into a game and fucking bullshitting your way through it. Like I like that idea. Like especially because I enjoy playing first person shooters now.
Right.
Because it's not like really shooting people. Like it's one of those things like okay, you're such a cool kid because you fucking have an auto aiming controller, but at the same time it's like okay, I enjoy like the parts of Halo that I literally played Halo for maybe 15 minutes in my life.
So me on the other hand, when the original Xbox came out back in 2001, I waited in line at Walmart in Stockton, California, just so I could be one of the first people to own that and buy the first Halo. So I was all about Halo for the first 3 games on the original Xbox and then the Xbox 360. So I haven't played much of Halo 4 or 5, unfortunately.
4 and 5. I mean, it's kind of all the same gameplay. There's some new elements in 5, but it's still kind of the same gameplay. I really like the story.
Yeah.
I really like the whole thing. I'll play it and everything, but I don't get wrapped up around it. I don't get into the multiplayer and all that stuff. I like the campaign, but I love the stories.
Yeah. Now, so the interesting thing about the story with that, are you familiar with Larry Niven's Ringworld, that sci-fi book series?
I've heard about it. I've never read it, but I have. I've heard about it.
Well, because I had read that book years before I ever played the first Halo game, and then when I see Halo and I see the structure and the whole setting with that, I'm like, what the fuck? They just stole this idea from Ringworld. Yeah. So the whole idea of a structure built in around a planet was all taken from that. But either way, still love the Halo games. Regardless.
They're good times.
All right. So. Let me see. I think that's everything I had for questions. Any other fandoms of yours beyond Halo, Gears of War?
Gears of War. I do like my movies.
Right, favorite non-Star Wars movie. How about that?
Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Favorite movie that doesn't have a John Williams soundtrack.
Oh. Good luck. Good luck. We're all judging you.
Yeah.
Yes. Probably Full Metal Jacket or Saving Private Ryan.
Ooh,
oh, okay.
I like it.
Well, Saving Private Ryan has elements of John Williams.
Well, it's Spielberg.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, Full Metal Jacket, that's Kubrick. Like, I'm a huge Kubrick fan.
Yeah.
Like, I love all of his movies.
As you should, because you went through Paris Island. So you know.
Yeah, naturally. So cool. So do you have anything for us? Any questions for me and or Dave? Anything you would like to see us cover on the podcast? The floor is yours at this point.
Summer of Legends. Think about what you want us to get into. Because we know behind you in your sacred Jedi text.
The sacred text.
That's not all canon back there. There's got to be some fucking material.
Yeah, a fucking story about that shit. I didn't get into the books until probably 2003, 2004. Started with the Republic Commando, got hooked. Then I read the Thrawn trilogy, the Bane trilogy, and started getting, all of it.
Yeah.
So, just as I'm getting up to speed and everything, fucking Disney wiped it all out.
Yep.
So I had to unlearn my entire childhood.
You must unlearn what you have learned.
So, as far as the Summer of Legends, the Bane trilogy, the Thrawn trilogy, definitely. I think those are staples. Probably into the Vong too. I think that was a pretty good arc.
Yeah, 22 books.
Yeah.
90% of which the entire galaxy is just getting fucking shit wrecked.
Yeah.
By the fucking Vong. It's
what's really interesting is that the New Republic, as it stands in the Legends material, is constantly getting his dick kicked in.
Yeah.
It's just nonstop. Like, oh, here's some other fucking alien race that's going to come over and take over, and it's remarkable storytelling.
Well, and the great thing is now as we're going back to Heir to the Empire and we're listening to this audiobook, they planted the seeds in this when they talk about the fledgling New Republic and how, they went from a military rebellion to now they're trying to be this, democratic government and all of the pitfalls in that. And you see it. Like that's
Welcome
the common
to Afghanistan
thread.
Star Wars issue.
Exactly. That's the common thread throughout all these Legends materials. That's why the fucking Republic got their fucking asses handed to them for a majority of the Vong invasion.
Yeah.
Because they're just like, no, we don't really want military action.
They don't want Lando's fucking guns and shit like
You're
that.
just warmongers. You're just trying to, get us involved in more military conflict.
How about Lando being the fucking major arms dealer? Lando being the fucking Blackwater guy. He's
the mercenary.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Lando is the L3 of fucking Star Wars.
The one thing I liked about the Vong arc was, the Jedi were all powerful and whatnot, but all of a sudden you have an enemy that can't be seen in the Force. So, how do we fight them?
Yeah.
So, you spend 2 days in the military. That's exactly what you learn is how to, overcome and, close with and destroy the enemy. Yeah. And a couple of the arcs where they're, I think was it Wedge that learned how to take him down with the X-Wing or whatever. I think I'm getting off on a tangent here, but
with the Vong,
that's what we do. So it's fine.
I thought it was Wedge. Maybe I'm mistaken, but
well, there's we're gonna get to that arc, Mark. I promise you, we're gonna get to that arc because the Vong series, as long as that book series is that I don't know that we're going to be able to encompass all of those books.
I don't think we could read all 22 books and review it.
Read the abridged, the cliff notes.
Yeah, exactly. We're going to do the abridged version, but I know what you're saying. There's this particular tactic is going to be what defeats them ultimately.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Jason should watch it.
And Dave's lost in thought again.
No, I'm looking at the chat. So for a complete sidebar episode, and Jason should review. Dave and Jason should review. Up in Smoke.
Cheech and Chong?
Cheech and Chong? Really? Dave's not here.
Just for the record, I've never done an illegal drug in my life.
Neither have I.
Or anything like that.
So I was a kid of a fucking Fed. I would never have done that.
Yeah. So anyway, Mark.
Let me see the shotgun again.
Yeah, one more time. Yes.
Is that Remington 870?
No, it's Mossberg 590.
No, okay. That's fair.
It's all Greek to me, man. You could pretty much say anything. I'd be like, oh, that's great.
Fucking hippie.
That's awesome.
It's not that I dislike the idea.
You're from fucking guns. California. You don't have any idea what a gun is.
Right, the guy in the military who's been in the military for 25 years has no idea what a gun is.
So wait a minute. Let me hang on. Let me guess. He has held an M16, and he's held an M9.
And my stepfather's hunting shotgun, whatever the fuck that was.
Well, that's adorable.
You know what? Fuck you both. You guys are assholes.
But it's the truth. It's the Air Force. So what the fuck are you gonna do?
Hey, but
Lunar
but
Girl
we
should be
did
part of
something
this
right.
episode and the last guest episode of 150. I don't know where what's is
She
Lunar
said
Girl.
no already. So
Is
that's...
she talking a bunch of shit? I don't know.
Anyway, what were you saying, Mark?
Oh, it's a bunch of arm wrestling things. Yeah, we if Shotgun Mark was here, he would totally arm wrestle you.
Oh, he'd probably destroy me too. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think that would even be. A
I
challenge.
have a feeling that Shotgun Mark's bicep is the size of your melon.
I don't know. If you look at his pictures on Facebook, he looks like he's like 7'12". Like
No,
the guy looks like a fucking monster.
I'm 6 foot exactly.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
So
when you
he's
compare
my
it to
height.
me, who's 5'6", that seems like it's fucking 9
Right.
feet tall. So
Uh-huh. All right, Mark, what do you got? What do you got for us?
Just keep doing what you're doing. This is a good outlet, and obviously now we're getting worldwide now. So just keep going. Keep going another 3 years.
and again, Mark, thank you so much for your support.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, you've been following
Yeah.
us for at least a couple years now. So
Yep. You've been
Yeah.
out there. Your Patreon support has been
it's been noticed.
yes,
And
absolutely. It's been
appreciated.
noticed. It's been
And-
for a Marine and Frederick Martin, who is also a Patreon supporter and a former Marine who's in the Coast Guard now.
Does that
I'm
even
s-
count?
Yeah, it counts. I
All right,
mean,
hold on. We're talking about Mark here.
listen, like the Marines, you can't tell them that they're former Marines. You just can't do that. There's no such thing.
Yeah, no such thing as a former Marine. You're
Yeah.
always a Marine, right?
Let's add some sort of Article 15 or something like that, or multiples,
Well,
Yeah.
multiple Article.
well, we won't
15s.
get into that.
You're
And
real-
then you just call them corporals. But
But yeah, Mark, here's to you, sir.
here is to you.
Thank you again for your continued support over the years.
And put some fucking booze in that jug, man. What the fuck, dude?
we don't know what's in there, do we?
We
Mm.
do not. And
Yeah, that sounded a lot like water. I'm not gonna lie.
and congratulations on the marriage, by the way.
Thank you very
Yes.
much.
Yes.
Thank you.
Way to go. Good job.
And
And be more of a Marine and force this guy to fucking start working out like one. Like, you know what we need? We need Shotgun Mark's fucking workout routine for Mr. Roscom. That's
But
what we need.
you know what? Jason made a very good point a few years ago.
I don't like this idea already.
oh, hold on. Let the guest talk. I like where he's going with this already. So continue.
You never use somebody else's routine because it's not for you.
That is true.
Mm.
Like even the one that I'm doing right now, it's a modified version of a routine that I found online.
What
but
if-
I'm tailoring it to myself?
What if I'm doing the sit on my ass until I can't fucking see my dick anymore?
Oh,
What
I'm,
routine
I'm,
is-
I'm well into that one too.
Are you? All right, sweet. Yes. Yes.
All right. Well, Mark, hey, the door is always open if you ever want to come and join us for a full episode.
Yes.
We'll pick a topic, maybe even during the Summer of Legends if you want.
Yeah,
Yes.
that'd be
you
great.
know, we
I'd
finally
like-
have we finally have the proof of concept with this remote recording and all. We'll fix my video issue on Dave's laptop. But
Shut the fuck up.
otherwise, yeah, we've got a good proof of
You're
concept
lucky I don't
now
have a
for
giant
remote
knife on me because I would have stabbed your ass already.
recording. This is what I have to deal with every single week.
Actually,
So,
I tried to come down for episode 100, and
I do have a giant knife on me.
Jesus Christ.
That's not that big.
Again, this is what I have to deal with. So you were saying about episode 100?
That's what she said.
I was all set to come down, and we moved that exact weekend. I mean, it couldn't have been the weekend before or after, but we were moving that exact weekend. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, you know, life happens, right? You know,
Exactly.
you can't let
You're still
fun little shows like this get in the way of.
Are
real
you in?
life.
You're still in the greater area, aren't you? Aren't you? You're
I'm
local.
in Ohio.
Okay, so
Ohio. Yeah,
I know.
Not
I know.
not really a state.
either way, the door is always open, remotely or once COVID ends. You know, if you happen to find yourself in the greater Philadelphia area, the door to the studio
Yeah.
is always open. So
Come on down. We would love it. Yeah, we would just absolutely love it. I forgot I had a knife on me. That's fucking great.
Dave and the knife. But yeah, man. Again, thanks for everything. Thanks for your support.
Thank you, Shaka
Yeah,
Mark.
that's
And don't let Jason do any more snaps, by the way. Don't.
oh, yes!
No! It's the worst ever.
All right, Mark.
All right.
You enjoy the rest of your evening, sir, and we will talk to you very soon.
You as well.
Cheers.
All right, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Kill them all.
Okay, now what do I click?
All right. And that is that. I don't think we ever heard back from Leo.
Yeah, I don't know what happened with that.
Yeah.
All right, listen.
I lost my mouse.
It's up there.
Okay.
So, for all of you, the fans of the podcast, thank
I
you
don't,
so
I don't
much.
like to refer to you as fans, by the way. I like to refer to them as listeners. Because fans implies that we have some sort of celebrity status, which we clearly do not. Like, they listen to the show. They're the listeners.
Right.
I wouldn't say they're fans.
Okay. But hey, however you want to distinguish yourself, all I know is that, like, you that are listening right now or watching or over YouTube and everything else, thank you so much for over the past 3 years of giving us all the feedback that we have and making it seem like what we're doing is like a legit thing. Because I mean, I can only speak for myself, but I know that there's definitely been times where we've been like, fuck, are we really reaching out? We're really affecting people or really touching people? Because touching in a totally not Joe Biden way, like, you know, but like if we're getting out there and we're affecting your mood or doing anything else, that's what we're looking for, right?
Yeah.
That's because we love talking about Star Wars. We love it. That's why we do this. We love the fact that the guys from the All Things Star Wars Escape Pod, ATSW Escape Pod, that those guys are out there doing it, and they're fucking getting out there and they're developing their own battle rhythm and they're doing their thing, and that's fucking great. And I will never, ever, ever besmirch them for wanting to get out there and do what they fucking think is fucking fun. This is fun. This is fun for us. And I look, if you can get out there as a Star Wars fan and as a podcaster, YouTuber, or whatever you're passionate about, go out there and fucking do it. Because there might be maybe 12 to fucking 20 people that are really into what you're doing. They like the sound of your voice. They like how you present information. They like these particular things. And guess what? If that's the people that you're catering to, then awesome.
Yeah. Because
if it's cool for you and you're comfortable with that, then that's fucking perfect. That's exactly where we want to be.
Yeah, because honestly, in a world of 7 billion people, however the fuck many there are, you're bound to find dozens of people who are into exactly what you're into.
Yeah.
Love listening to your opinions on specific topics. So
yeah, and your
audience is out there. You just need to find them.
Yeah, and you don't even have to like be 100% on board whatever it is that you're doing. I mean, the beauty of what's out there right now, and for us as podcasters and for people that are out there on YouTube, there's so many hundreds of thousands of fucking topics that somebody might just hit your wavelength. Excuse me, you might listen to Layman's terms and be like, this fucking dude gets it. This dude gets it at 3 a.m. when he's doing his fucking thing. He gets me. He gets where I'm fucking coming from.
Yeah.
And that's the fucking shit that you'd be like, I reached out and touched
in a non-Biden way.
Yeah, exactly. In a non-Biden way. That I reached out and be able to touch that person. That's the fucking connection I can make and fucking keep on doing it. Because honestly, again, the 150th episode has been about you guys.
Yes.
As the listeners. And you guys have made fucking showing up once a week to be able to do our fucking thing.
Yeah.
It's been like I can sure as shit talk Like, I have no problem talking for any length amount of time.
Yeah.
But I'm doing it so that hopefully I entertain you out there as the fucking audience, and all the people that we've had on today that have been kind of following along with us over the years, and like reach out to those guys, reach out to the Layman's Terms, take a look at the ATS, the Escape Pod.
You can't say ATSW right
ATSW. Yeah, no, it's not happening. Those guys, reach out to and check out their podcast. Like there might be a little fucking bit. Like I'll give a lot of credit to Brooke and Brady and Don because they're finding their way, and they're like they've got a chemical formula that fits. And I bet you if we listened to what we sounded like 150 episodes ago,
right,
that's exactly where we would be.
Why are we wearing these still?
I don't know. So I can increase the volume of that voice.
No, and that's an interesting thought, because you got to wonder. I haven't gone back and listened to our original episodes in a long time, like episodes 1 through 50.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to go back and listen to those and see how we sounded, how our flow seemed back then,
right,
as we were still kind of finding our way, as we were still finding our flow, finding our format for the show and everything else. Listen,
if you're out there and you're trying to do a podcast and you're trying to do something that, like, be a content creator and be something that somebody wants to listen to.
It's tough because the market is so saturated.
It is. Right? It is. I know for us though, I know Jason and Dave, I think that we don't give a fuck.
Right.
We legitimately do not give a fuck about where people are. Like, if we tried to run the demographics and like really tried to run the numbers and see, like, all right, what's trending, what's good for Star Wars, what's not, let's try and keep ahead of this game. If we were trying to do that, we would be very, very boring. Because that's all we've been doing is talking to whatever the current trend is, as opposed to like, hey, what does Jason and Dave feel like doing right now? This is what I feel like doing right now. And good God love you, the listeners that have been out there and are participating today. But there's like having your own stream of consciousness, that like, this is how Jason thinks about something. This is how Dave thinks about something, like funny or otherwise. The reality is, like, we're applying our cognitive abilities to do something that not everybody's doing at that particular moment.
Right.
So you're either on board with that or you're not.
Right. And that's why I kind of took so much offense to that fucking douchebag on Facebook who's like, oh, you're just trying to be somebody you're not. No, this is who we are.
Yeah.
This back and forth that we have.
Yeah.
Everything that we've been doing for 150 episodes, this is just us kind of naturally coming to this point in the podcast.
Yeah.
We're not pretending to do fucking anything. This is who we are, especially when you get some drinks in us. This is really who we are,
Yeah, and honestly, like, there's so much bullshit out there. There's so much bullshit, and there's so many if you're studying the market and what marketing is. Oh, excuse me. The like, they're trying to, like, oh, okay, here you are. It's COVID-19. You're saturated in this, and that, and the other thing. And like, the reality is, like, if you're into a story, if you're into Star Wars and you're into the story, then hang on, because we're gonna get there.
Yeah.
It may not be we may not be talking on the same wavelength that every one of you are.
Yeah.
That may happen to be listening to us right now, but I love the fact that we have a group of listeners that are kind of on our wavelength and are looking at it from a standpoint of, like, hey, like, I have no qualms about it. Like, hey, this is a couple of veterans that are doing a podcast about Star Wars that are totally fucking passionate about it. Like, we're willing to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on figures and we're going to watch the shows, and we're going to look at the movies, and we're going to put ourselves out there.
I don't know about hundreds of thousands of dollars. I'll just say hundreds.
Hundreds,
dollars.
hundreds, and possibly thousands of dollars.
Yes, hundreds / thousands.
Thousands
but
of
not,
dollars.
Not hundreds of thousands of dollars. That might be a bit much.
Yeah, but I think in the end of the day, it's like these are guys that are into Star Wars, and let's see. Oh my God. Let's see where these guys decide they're going to take us.
Yeah.
And feel free. Feel free. If you're like, hey, I'm casually into Star Wars, and these guys kind of hit on a wavelength, share us. Distribute us to other people. We want those people to fucking reach out to us and be like, you are full of shit. And I will love to engage with somebody that thinks I'm full of shit, because I'm a fucking narcissist. And I would love to fucking do that. I would love to do that. I'm like, oh yeah, you think you're so fucking smart. Well, let me and fucking tell you how unintelligent you are.
Yeah. You ever have one of those moments where they like, there's an article, it's like it lists all the traits of a narcissist, and you're like, yeah, that's me. That's me. That's me. It's like, oh,
100%. Look, dude, you haven't lived until you fucking looked at the VA note that says that you're a narcissist.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's great.
That's where I've been.
Damn. I haven't reached that level yet, but I know I'm close to there, if nothing else.
Yeah.
So
there's I know better than they do. And I know they do. You know why, Jason? You know why? For everybody that's out there, and this isn't like, humor or for what, but the reality is that you out there, you know yourself better than anybody. And you know the things that trigger you. You know the things that kind of piss you off, and you know the things that you can kind of let go. But in reality, like the things that define you from your personality standpoint, those are the things. Those are the markers.
Yeah.
Like where do I zig when everyone else zags? Where do I make a stand when everyone else thinks that that's fucking normal? Those are your fucking points. Those are your waypoints.
And I think now more than ever, like that delineation is pretty damn clear. When you have so many people now just trying to play it safe, the political correctness, everything else, trying not to get into a political discussion, but I mean that's where we are in society. Like in every aspect of society, there is this overlaying, I don't even want to call it a group, but there's this overlaying culture that wants to control everything, and they want everything to be non-offensive, toe the line, do this, do that, don't offend anybody, don't say anything bad, don't curse, don't do this. And it's this weird authoritative undercurrent of everything that's going on right now. Right. And I feel like we are like the complete antithesis of that.
Right.
Where it's like, I don't give a fuck. Right? Because we are in these favorable positions, quite frankly, where this fucking cancel culture can't do shit to us. Quite frankly.
Yeah.
Like somebody who's a retiree who has a pretty good job in a place where they probably don't give a shit if a bunch of fucking SJWs go, do you know what this guy said on his podcast? And they'll be like, okay.
Yeah, whatever.
Or me, a guy who's under a year to retirement, who's in what we call sanctuary, if they go run into the military, do you know what this guy said? And they'll be like, okay.
Yeah.
So we are in these very fortunate positions that a lot of Americans and people around the world are not in. And we kind of have this barrier where these fucking lunatics can't touch us right now. And I think that's part of our appeal to some of our listeners.
Yeah.
We don't give a fuck. We're going to say what the fuck we want. And there's really nothing you can fucking do about it.
Yeah.
If you want to do something, come and fucking do it right now. Come
exactly.
Come right here to fucking Cherry Hill, New Jersey and fucking do something.
Yeah.
Otherwise, shut the fuck up.
Present that shit right in front of my fucking face. Otherwise, you don't have a fucking stone in the fucking fight.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so many people don't. So many people don't. Like we're in a lifetime right now of measurement of like, hey, this is the ultimate dick measurement, right?
Right.
There's like, if you can't stand there and say like my fucking dick's bigger than the rest of yours, and I'll fight anyone who fucking challenges me, then bring it.
Yeah.
Bring the fucking challenge. Because there's a bunch of fucking hippies that stand for so much and and they're all about stupid hippie bullshit, and in reality they don't stand for anything.
Right.
They stand for the easy way out. They stand for fucking like, oh, I'm standing here for Mother Earth. I'm like, okay, what? And Mother Earth is fucking asked you to fucking stand there.
Yeah.
Because you are stronger than all the other fucking hardened metals.
Well, and the reality is,
stop being such a fucking lemming bitch.
Well, the reality of all of this is these people that are so vocal on Twitter, they're so vocal on whatever these other people like social media they like to go to. They do it for attention. That's what it is. I don't think that a majority of these people who are outraged about things, get offended about things, are activists towards certain things, they really don't care that much. They want the fucking attention.
Well, we are a society filled with attention whores, and I think that the biggest part of that is that if for people that don't understand, like Chad Vickers, Helmet Fire. He made it. We were conversing earlier about like what is the difference? What is the difference between somebody who fucking thinks like a ideologue and the opposite? And the reality is like, hey, I know that I'm stronger and better than you, but that doesn't make me better than you.
Right.
That just makes me able to do things. And so let me do those things for you, as opposed to like, oh, well, I can't be better than you unless I can be better than those things. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, I know I suck at those things. Let that person who's good at those things represent us, and then we can all be better for it. And instead, you have a society that's filled with people that are like, if I'm not better than you, then I'm nothing. And that's kind of in a meme society where it's like, if I can't overcome the situation I'm in right now, then I'm not better than anybody else. And I think that's wrong. And Star Wars, if nothing else, teaches us that.
Coming back to Star Wars, yes.
This is a Star Wars podcast.
Believe it or not.
Yeah, believe it or not. From a Star Wars standpoint, I think that if you go out there and look at, there are multiple planets, star systems, weapon systems, everything else. Really what it comes down to is like you have the good guys who believe that they're good, and you have the other side that believes a doctrine that may believe that they're right. Yeah.
And I mean, God, that's a debate that has been going on for a long time. Like the Empire, were they right? They brought peace. They brought, stability to the galaxy. They brought order. Yep. They brought a pretty swift version of justice, and it's like, is that any worse than like the fucking New Republic who has their head constantly up their fucking asses? And then you got all these fucking smugglers and all these gangsters, doing a bunch of shady shit all over the galaxy. And
all of these books that I've read over the years about the rebellion post, Jedi, is that there is a lot of fuckers who are not willing to step up and actually make a stand.
Yeah.
And a lot of people that are like, well, let's do this, and this. And then what you need in a rebellion, air quote, is you need somebody that's going to be out there and be like, fuck, no, we're going to do this. And this is the way it's going to be to the fucking end. And you have to fucking do that.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the way, people forgot that you can disagree with someone without hating them.
Yeah. And that's really where it is.
And that's 100% right.
Yeah, because for some reason, again, this was probably 2014, 2015 timeframe. People all of a sudden decided, I'm drawing this line in the sand, and if you're on the other side of that line, you're wrong, you're evil, racist, sexist, bigot, whatever. You know, you are everything that's bad if you're on the other side of that line.
Yeah,
and it sucks.
Yeah, it does. And the beauty of what we have in Star Wars is that while there is some ethnic diversity, there's some racial diversity, there's political challenges that we all face,
and there's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing
at all wrong with that.
But we are all in the Star Wars universe, and we can look at it and go like, okay, this is where I am linear. Like, I'm in a planet that excuse me, I'm at a planet that accepts this level of diversity, that when I propagate this throughout the rest of the galaxy, that it makes sense. Like, I'm on Coruscant and I'm going to be in this particular confrontation. That means that I'm going to have to portray my fucking what I mean to the movement. But I think in reality, like, if Dave Martin's, after a good amount of a bottle of fucking bourbon, is about to tell you that if you're trying to enter into this argument, you have to be prepared to speak about how much you're willing to sacrifice in that fucking moment. Like, if you're in the rebellion and you're saying like, I fucking like these people are fucking idiots, because they are. From a tactical standpoint, the rebellion doesn't have a shit going for it.
Yeah.
Like, I can, from thousands of pages of reading material, I can tell you that the volumes of bullshit are just that. Like, nobody can handle the actual fucking ramifications of this is what a military confrontation would look like.
Yeah.
Jason has to pee.
I really do. I like where this conversation is going.
So go pee.
So let me do this real quick.
And I'm gonna
continue.
I'm gonna keep talking. Oh my god! What the fuck was that? That was fucking loud. He dragged the fucking C-3PO head all the way across with him. Okay, now what do I click? All right, what happened? What happened? I'm going to challenge him. I'm going to challenge him after I come back from taking my my pee break, and we will do it. We'll do it for the live audience. Make that sacrifice. What the hell? God damn it. Jason. He fucking did make a mess back here. I'm not gonna lie. I can't believe I have 2 Cara Dunes. God damn it. I could have spent that fucking $9 on another goddamn pop. Now I got an open Cara Dune nowhere near me.
Okay.
There she is.
So, are we still live?
Yeah. Did you not put us on live?
No, we're live. Okay.
I got to piss.
All right. Why don't you do that? And then we'll continue this conversation, because I have a really poignant point to make.
All right. Shit. Fix fucking Cara. You dropped. Look what you did.
Oh, Cara, where is she?
You dropped fucking 3PO's head all over the place.
I don't care about 3PO. I care about Cara.
Oh my god, it's still light out.
Dave is really drunk. Holy shit. Have you noticed this? Like, I'm a little buzzed. A little bit. He's fucking shit-faced. Good God. We're going to have to arrange a ride for Dave to get home tonight. Try not to talk too loud. You're good, Isaac. Oh, huge shout out to Isaac, by the way. Isaac has been following us for pretty much damn near since the beginning of the show. I mean, God, Isaac, you were probably with us before episode 50 for sure, right? I mean, yeah, you've been around for a long time as far as following the show. Never heard back from Leo. I don't know what happened to him. Must have had a hot date. It is probably going to take me about a week and a half to get the audio version of this podcast out because there's a lot of shit I'm going to have to edit out. Yeah, so this is going to be about a week's worth of work to get
My ass.
to get the audio version.
Stop
Whatever.
it. It's going to take you 15 fucking minutes to fucking do it. Whoa.
So anyway,
Woo.
I think we were going down.
I'm stuck in the chair.
Jesus Christ! All right, I think we need to cut Dave off. I'm gonna move this over to here.
I forgot full glass.
Oh fuck! Well, that was pointless. So, so the question when the next podcast is, it really depends on how long it takes me to put this whole thing together.
Monday.
Because, more than likely. But
Monday.
Yeah, more than likely a week
Monday.
from today. But
Yeah.
Either way,
It's my last week of fucking school. I mean, like Jason, he's saying it's like it's like super difficult thing, but the reality is he's got this. It's really going to come down to like when I'm done with school, and that's going to be on Monday.
guy.
So he's going to have
he just does his shit, whatever, and then the podcast just happens. That's the way it goes.
Yes, by magic.
This fucking guy.
By magic, it's not his fault. It's my fault.
My God.
It's my fault that it comes out later than it would.
If he wasn't bigger than me, I'd strangle him to death right now, live on YouTube.
Listen, we take his knife away. They want to see us fucking arm wrestle.
Do they want to see it, or do you want to see it?
They want to see it. Look, hang on.
God.
I don't have a.
Now, I just want the record to show that I haven't worked out. Like, when I started working out last week, it was the first time in a month that I'd worked out. So, pretty weak from COVID and everything else.
Someone's falling away, blah, 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 blah. I'm pretty sure that there's a lot of $100 on Dave to beat Jason. That happened at 7:30. It's about 5 minutes ago. Jason over Dave. Bronco Fett believes that you're going to beat me.
I mean, I appreciate the vote of confidence, but he's still got like 300 pounds of torque on me. So what do you want me to do?
About 270. But that's neither here nor there. We should arm wrestle.
Sure. If that's what you really want.
Oh my God. All the drinking.
I'm just entertained.
Listen. Who wants to see us arm wrestle?
I actually had a point to make about the whole rebellion.
Did you?
The Republic.
Did you, Jason?
I thought it was actually kind of because think about it. Think about the Jesus Christ. Are you okay?
You got another shot?
I can have another one if you'd like. This will be my last one.
Drink.
I'm working
Oh,
good God. It's
It's
bad
empty.
enough when he spills stuff on his own.
It's empty.
I know.
Drunk arm wrestling. Yes. Rick, you know as well as I do that I will dominate him in fucking Indian leg wrestling.
Indian leg wrestling? What?
Yes. Yeah. You don't want to. You don't want to be there.
All right. Before anything else, I do want to say one last time, Dave.
Yes. I love you. I'm so glad that we're doing this show,
man,
and it's the fucking best. It is the fucking best.
I mean, who'd have thought 3 years ago, when we were first dreaming up this whole concept, let's do a Star Wars podcast. We had our little meeting over at Iron Hill where we had a notebook, and
it was like an official meeting about the podcast.
Yeah.
It was like, hey, what do you think we can do? What do you think is going to work? What's not going to work? We have like all these notes, and like the fact that we 150 times, 150 times, we decided to like record this and put it out there in the world, for other people to measure us against. And you know what? I don't give a fuck. Do not give a fuck about what they think. I really don't. What I love is that people would like relate to us. And it'd be like, hey, these guys fucking get it. They're not judging us. They're not like, oh, this is my Magic Gathering podcast is doing this and this. I don't fucking care. I really do not give a shit. Like, you could be the most ethereal fucking podcaster in the world, or you could be like the bare bones, like, hey, I just enjoy listening to you guys bullshit with each other. The reality is, we are not trying to impress anybody.
No. And
our job is to fucking, like, we have a topic to talk about. Let's fucking talk about it. Let's no strings, no fucking attachments, no fucking don't give a shit about fucking appeasing anybody,
right?
For
and that's
anything.
the big thing, because again, we're not trying to be mainstream. We're not trying to be safe. We don't give a fuck.
Yeah, it's not safe for work.
I'll tell women where their place is. I don't give a shit. You're supposed to respond to that. Whatever.
So Rasmussen is asking, are we still recording this in Audacity? Which we don't use Audacity.
No, we do.
Oh, we do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I do. Dave doesn't use Audacity.
Oh, fuck.
But Jason does.
The fuck if I do. So,
hi there.
Hi, I'm doing a dishwasher. I'm doing your dishes.
hello there.
You can take. Well, this is Dave's, so you probably don't want to take that.
Yeah, I need to keep that in the case. So you can take that.
That's it, really.
That's it? I brought out more than that.
There's 3 bottles over there. There's like a bunch of stuff over here. Yeah, that's probably it.
Oh,
honestly.
that's right.
Yeah, because I took the plate inside already for dinner.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that was like so above and beyond for him to do that.
Oh, I know.
That was crazy. That was like, wow.
He even vacuumed.
He did vacuum.
Yeah.
Was I supposed to notice that? Well,
it wasn't that bad because
there was
I vacuumed a few weeks ago in here. Well, he watched me show him how the new vacuum worked.
Like, how did the vacuum work?
Yeah.
Wow, you're like a highly technical, skilled
This
fucking
is what I
person.
deal
I'm
with.
going to show you how the vacuum works.
Every day. This is what I deal with. Just everybody just ganging up on me.
I'm here for you, Chris.
Oh, thank you.
I'm here for
that.
you. I understand that episode 200 there may be some takeover.
That would be awesome.
Yes.
200?
We should do that.
Yeah, we're booking the first slot.
Yeah, you should do that. I'm all about it.
I'll put on your clothes.
I'll
be you.
What the fuck?
Just don't put that on. Don't put that fucking tank top on.
Oh, never.
We barely even talked about the tank top.
I will light the building on fire.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly.
It's the worst. The first time we ever put it
It
on, he
is.
said, "How do I look?" I'm like,
Okay, now what do I click? I click end. You click end right there. That's what happens.
Oh
I'm like, you're not gonna wear it like out, right?
No, he wore it like every.
I'm like, okay, then it looks great.
He wore it every fucking episode like a goddamn douchebag. He's the worst.
And again, this is what I have to deal with on a regular basis. So.
And you
It is.
deserve it.
It's terrible.
Deserves it.
I'm going. Check your texts.
Check my text.
Yes.
Dave's blood alcohol level is about.
She sent me news or what?
Probably not.
No, not today.
You're gonna learn today. Come on, let's go.
Wait, hold on. What's gonna happen when I beat you? I'm just gonna like throw your hand onto your laptop? What like?
Put this over there.
Oh my god.
You good? You good?
No, I'm not good. I was not ready for this.
We're doing the arm wrestling.
Jesus fucking Christ! I didn't ask for this. I didn't request this.
He's been lifting. He's fucking active duty
for
military
3 days. I've done 3 days.
Shotgun Mark, you should like totally be fucking like. This is horrific.
This is horrific. I wasn't ready for this.
It's horrific.
Oh my god!
Ready?
No, but look at that. Look how big your fucking hands are compared to mine.
What the fuck does that have to do with anything?
Look at that. Look at that. I just genetically, I was just not gifted in this area. They can't even see it on the. I wasn't even ready.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
They can't even see it on the stream.
Look, Bronco Fett wants.
You have
wants
to either. We either have to move way over this way or way over that way. Like, look, they can't see anything.
Ready?
No.
Yeah, it's completely blank. What
whatever,
the fuck? Change the camera. Ah! Come on, you can do better than that. Come on, I'll come over to this side.
This is
Ready?
so awkward. Oh, you just knocked over the poster.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, I got him! I got him! Woo! All right, that's it. I'm done.
Hang on. Wait. What were we doing?
Jesus Christ.
Right. Ready?
No.
No?
Whatever. Just do it.
Come on, ready?
Yeah.
And it's what? Go. Are we going? Are we going yet? We going?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You asshole. Whatever.
My fat ass.
I hate you all. I hate you. I hate all of you.
Hey, listen, that had to happen because I can tell you for goddamn sure that I was not wearing that fucking tank top. And I didn't want that fucking tank top being worn by him anyway.
I might have to start wearing that again.
Will you?
Just to get a rise out of Dave.
Just
once I work out a little bit.
Once
I get back into my
I'm just going to start flexing. I'm just going to be like, yeah, all right, Jason.
Here, take this.
Yeah? Is this my glass?
Yes.
Why is there no ice in it?
I don't know.
There was ice in this when I fucking put it down.
That might be my glass.
Then where's my glass?
I don't know. Shit got knocked over.
God damn it, Jason.
It's all a mess.
That's not my fucking fault.
Mm.
What are we doing? All right, so let's look at let's just take a gander in the chat, shall we?
I like Scott's idea. Loser wears the tank top next episode. Yes.
That wouldn't actually not be that bad. Did Jason's hair grow this episode?
How far back are you going?
Perhaps.
It was a long episode.
There's a lot of fucking carrots and fucking potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to be honest, I do have some weight on Jason. Check the shelves for Dave's glass.
Look at his hands. Look at my hand compared to his hand. Hold on. There's my hand.
All right.
And then put your hand like next to mine.
On your fucking face.
No. You don't get any kind of comparison. No, he's just a bigger person. I'm
What
just a
does
small
that mean?
guy.
That doesn't mean anything.
Look, genetics plays a huge role in a lot of things.
Oh,
And unfortunately,
there it is. Thank you.
Jesus Christ.
Fred Martin. My cousin looking out for me, getting
like,
my
hey,
glass off the fucking.
Hey, your drink's right over there, asshole.
How about Lefty?
See, that's the problem is. Wait, aren't you a lefty anyway?
That's
See, the problem is
allegedly.
a man's left hand is about as good as a girl's right hand. A girl's left hand ain't worth shit.
Is that
So-
Is that a fact?
Yes, that is a fact.
All right. Well,
according to the misogynist that is
all
Jason
right.
Roscoe.
You might be okay in this essay.
Sure.
Ready?
Yeah.
And it's what go. It's like
We'll call it a draw.
It's not even I want to like try, Jason.
I'm trying, goddammit.
Try.
My left hand sucks.
Pull harder, Jason.
I'm trying.
Pull harder.
No. It's gonna hurt my shoulder.
Probably. Well, you're still an active duty. You can fucking get a waiver.
Actually, that might not be a bad idea. Get some disability.
There you go. Wait a minute. What the fuck?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
Success.
There you go.
All right.
After you angled yourself appropriately.
I just had a bad angle to start. That's all.
Now go to the fucking doc and be like, "Oh, my shoulder! I can't
Exactly.
fucking do that."
Yeah, I need disability. 100%.
Thanks, Fred Martin. He knows better. That's one of those of like, "Oh, I'm gonna wrestle you." I'm like, do you really want to do that? You can. I mean, if you wanted to do that, and I just fucking. Whoops.
I think we lost my feed.
No, it's still good. The computer's reboot.
See, so here's the funny thing. You can still hear both of us.
Probably.
You can still see Dave.
Yep.
You just can't see me now because my video was tied to Dave's laptop.
Yep.
Which he just slammed his fist into. And caused it to reboot.
I just fucking
wow.
Impact. It does things.
Oh my god. This has been a weird evening.
No, not any more weird than usual.
I gotta say, it was really nice talking to everybody. Like
it was
the Escape Pod guys. It was great having them back on. It feels like it's been forever since we've actually talked to them.
Oh my god, man! Like it legit. It was like the fact that it was a year ago that they were actually in this fucking building right here,
more than a year ago.
Yeah, it's just crazy. It's crazy to think about.
Yeah. We did that. We did the tour of New Jersey and Philadelphia.
Yeah.
You know,
got to fucking drive around in the back of my fucking SUV.
Yeah. Got all those unique Uber drivers.
I should probably be using those same Uber drivers tonight.
Yeah. We had the one that was super talkative. We basically learned about her entire life.
Oh, the one with the fucking wheel was like,
yeah.
The fucking one that was ready to come off the fucking vehicle.
And then we had the one chick who didn't want to say a fucking word to any of us.
Yep. Smart move on her part.
Yeah, probably.
She was more Philly standard as opposed to the West Philly fucking transplant.
Right.
And we had the other one.
What is the first one? She said she was like from Hawaii or something, right?
She lived she went from West Philadelphia to Hawaii and then came back, and it was legitimately like her fucking aft passenger side fucking wheel was not fucking part of the vehicle.
Yeah.
It was going to fly off.
Yeah.
It was just a matter of time.
Yeah, it was great talking to Scott again. You know,
yeah.
I was on Used and Abused a few months ago, but
oh my god, I want so bad to be on there.
Well, I still want to go on there. I want to talk about either Sgt. Pepper.
Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
What a fucking album. Oh.
You enjoyed the show.
What would you say if I sang out of tune? Would you stand up and walk out on me? Lend me your ears and I'll sing you a song, and I'll try not to sing out of key. Oh, I get by with a little help from my friends. High with a little help from my friends. Which, by the way, all I'm imagining is fucking, you know, George injecting Ringo with fucking heroin and saying that.
Come here, bitch.
Yeah, I either want to talk about Sgt. Pepper, fucking Pet Sounds. Oh,
Pet Sounds. Well, all right. So I am a Beach Boys guy. Okay, like you can't put a Beach Boys soundtrack in front of me and me not be able to direct it some sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
So like Pet Sounds, Help Me Rhonda, like all those songs, all those songs rooted in like their early 60s, late 60s fucking rock sound.
Mhm.
I'm all about. Like I will take the Pepsi challenge against those songs.
Mhm.
Especially fucking like Pet Sounds.
Hey, why
Because
don't you come back into the fucking stream so people can see me too?
where am I at?
Remember, your computer reset, so now you have to go into
Did it?
Facebook. You need to go into Facebook, re-click that link that I sent you, go into StreamYard, so then I can put my camera back on.
Was it because I spilled a bunch of fucking booze?
No, it's because you fucking slammed your fist down on your goddamn laptop and for some reason caused it to reboot.
I
so-
get by with a little help from my friends. Restore pages. Yes, restore those pages.
Oh my God.
Mother bitches. No, but like you talking about the Yoko Ono days and everything else with the Beatles, like my fucking parents were totally into the fucking Beatles.
Yeah.
It was stupid. It was stupid how much they were into the Beatles. And then having to like downgrade that to what we have in what came out in Sgt. Pepper's, what came after that.
Like,
It's like-
when was the White Album? Was the White Album before or after Sgt. Pepper?
After.
Because the White Album,
I'm almost 100% positive.
like the White Album was fucking crazy. Like it had all kinds of different shit coming at you from all different directions. But it was good too. Like that's what Across the Universe was on, right?
I don't know.
Scott, help us out. But
Yeah, right.
But you know, there's other albums out there too, though. Like fucking Dark Side of the fucking Moon. You
Right.
talk about a complete fucking album from start to finish. I don't know if there's anything better than Dark Side of the Moon, quite frankly. I mean, I could talk about that for fucking hours. And not even about the whole Wizard of Oz shit, even though that is kind of trippy, kind of neat. But fuck, man. Dark Side of the Moon is possibly the best album ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a whole genre of the mid 60s that with their music incorporating into some of the more like early 70s ideology. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of movies. There's a lot of soundtracks that I could put along those same lines. It's like, hey, here it is. Here's the fucking baseline of what makes this fucking perfect.
So here's a funny thing, talking about movies and soundtracks. There are two movies whose soundtracks, like, I was completely addicted to. Like, I know from start to finish, track 1 to track fucking 12.
Hello? Hello?
Hey, come on, go.
Who?
Hey!
Smells like liquor.
We're still taping?
Oh, I thought you were done.
No.
Okay.
Kathy's here.
Kathy is here.
All right.
We'll be
Can
done in a
you-
few minutes.
Yeah, a few minutes. I guess I have a ride.
All right.
Apparently.
Anyway, long story short, Young Guns 2 and The Breakfast Club. Two very good soundtracks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but, and all tied around that same soundtrack.
Yeah.
Honestly.
really good stuff. So
Yeah, look, there's so much. There's so much that you can look to in the 60s and 70s and go like, oh my God, this is the fucking soundtrack of my generation. And at the end of the day, you lose an arm wrestling match and the same fucking thing you thought you were so fucking good at.
I never said I was good at arm wrestling. He's the one who pushed it from the very beginning.
Look, there's all of the people that in the fucking chat that wanted to see this fucking happen.
All right, well, you got it.
Yeah,
So
there you go. Jason's been working out. I mean, that's his thing.
Again, haven't worked out in over a month. Just started last week, so I gotta build back up.
How much?
I demand a rematch in 3 months.
Okay,
Give me 3 months.
mark this shit down.
So
in
what-
3 months.
We're in May, June, July, August.
Right.
August 18th, I demand a rematch.
All right, August 18th.
Yeah.
August 18th. I'm fucking rematching homeboy McHomerson over here And yeah, it's going to be fucking horrific. I'm basically going to put his elbow up his own ass, but that's fine.
Sure.
Fine.
If he does, then again, that's fine.
Right.
Again,
You
he's
should be-
got genetics on his side. You know
What's
can I do?
genetics? Just because I'm fat?
No, because you're tall and you're thick. Like not fat thick, but you're thick.
It's fat.
Like no,
It's fat.
there are people.
It's
No,
totally fat.
there are people who are just naturally just more physically gifted. I'm sorry, but you know, people like me, I've always been like fucking thin, skin and bones until I, you know, got into my fucking late 20s and just started eating and just got a big gut. But like, I've never been like, I've never had any kind of like physique to me.
I don't understand why he doesn't think that should be fucking. He should be dominating in some arm wrestling.
I never said I should be dominating.
He should be, right? Should I be out of breath right now?
Whatever. Again, I demand a rematch. Like I will work my rotator cuff and whatever
3 months from
whatever
today.
this motion is, I will work it nonstop until August 18th.
Right, I'm sure you will. You
I'll be working this.
some
until August
hydraulic
18th.
action going until then.
Yeah.
So that's fine. That's fine. I am not worried, honestly.
He shouldn't be because again, he's got genetics on his side. So what can I do?
I'm not sure what genetics we're talking about, but okay, whatever. Apparently, my fucking Uber is here.
Right. So yeah, we should probably cut this off for now. Which we've been rambling on for like 2 hours at this
It's
point.
8:00. We had several hours of fucking phenomenal listener call-ins.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for all of your support.
And I mean, I don't know if you saw it, but in the chat, when I said, you know, I don't call them listeners or I don't call them fans, I call them listeners. You know, a lot of people came out to the contrary and saying they were fans and everything. So again, thank you guys.
Yes.
We appreciate it.
Yes.
And again, I don't even begin to think that I'm on any kind of pedestal. I'm just a fucking just another pleb like the rest of you, you know. So we're all just fucking average people just trying to fucking make our way in this world.
Yeah,
one way or the other.
100% totally on board with that. It's like if we can connect with a dozen or more, it's pretty fucking phenomenal.
And that is the word, connect. I don't want
Yeah.
people to idolize me. I don't want people to look up to me. I don't want people to be a fan of me. I want people to connect to me.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Because nobody else is going to lose to an arm wrestling match like
For
that guy will.
fuck's sake. Again, with the fucking arm wrestling. I'm trying to make a point. I am trying to.
You are 100% correct.
I'm trying to connect
That-
to the listeners. And this fucking asshole has to bring that shit up when I'm trying to have a moment here.
I'm just saying that's like if people are measuring, then maybe that's what they're measuring against. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying that's what's out there.
You are an asshole. But that's why I like you.
Certifiable.
But that's why I like you, because I'm an asshole
This
too.
is mine.
In different ways. So,
Mhm.
all right. This is where we are ending the show. Thank you to everybody who's still in the fucking chat. I can't believe how many people are still watching after all of this shit. But-
Please like, share, all the things you can do with us within the confines of YouTube and everything else. We are actively trying to make ourselves a little bit bigger in the
crotch area. Yes.
in the crotchal region.
I have this pump that says that that's going to work. So
Yeah, he got it from Michael Myers from the fucking movie soundtrack. So it has to be fucking right. It has to be fucking perfect. But I mean, in all honesty, like we love our peeps. We love our peeps. And if anything that we can do to make that fucking more marketable or bigger or whatever, then we're all about it. But at the same time, we have our thing. We're going to do what we're going to do. And we have Summer Legends coming up.
Summer of Legends starting next week.
Summer Legends, starting with the Heir to the Empire.
Spring and Summer of Legends, really. Whatever.
Yeah, whatever. But I mean, in reality, follow along with us.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting because now we have so much Disney canon to compare Legends to. And again, just this little bit that we've gotten already with Heir to the Empire. So much to talk about.
What's scary is that when we're reading or listening or reading to this, is that it's so much more defined. There's so much more detail than what we're getting out of the canon. And if you're listening to us and you're like, hey, I'm going into Summer of Legends, like, don't forget, this is not canon. This is not canonical material. This is the things that we're starting to separate ourselves from the canon, and we're moving into that Rick and Morty universe where it's like it's an alternate ending, it's an alternate whatever. But at the same time, it's like don't forget that this is Star Wars.
Yeah, and it was a well-maintained universe too. What's this Leland Chi? And all those guys, they did a good job of maintaining the Legends universe back when it was canon. So, yeah, so much to get into.
Leland Chi and Mark Martin and those Keepers on Holocron.
Matt Martin can go suck a fucking dick, quite frankly. But
I got your dick right here.
Wow.
Thinking you suck. But I think at the end of the day is the Keepers of the Holocron were really interested in keeping that level canonically. When we start going into Summer of Legends, we're going to have an easy time of differentiating between what's canon and what's not. And it's not our job at this point to differentiate what's between canon and what's not. It's more about talking about what this potential is.
Yeah.
It's about what this storyline portrays in advance of what we're reading right now.
Yeah.
And going to a point where come October, like, holy shit, this is where we got.
Yeah.
This is where we potentially could have went with the fucking story. Instead, but when it comes to October, we're back to the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Because that's where the canon leads us. But for fucking 6 months, all we're going to talk about is the raging erection that the fucking canonical story takes us.
Yep. So hopefully you come with us for the ride. And until then, thank you for 150 episodes. And here is to 150 more. If nothing else, here's definitely to 50 more when we get to 200.
Yeah.
But whenever, everybody else, thank you to all our guests, everybody in the YouTube chat. And until next time, Dave, may the force be with you.
May the force be with you. Okay, now what do I click?